When I was 18, 19 years old, I went to university, right? And I had early admission from first term of high school. Like there was a certain GPA you can obtain first term that gave you admission. So I had unconditional acceptance first term. And that set off a pattern of me slacking off for the next year or so. Then I got recruited into door-to-door sales, which gave me a purpose. And so when I saw Diego's channel where he's approaching girls on the street and talking to them, I understood immediately the implications of what was happening there. And so I was very attracted to that channel for that reason. And I never really did anything about it until one time I was going on the Pearl Davis show and Diego was in the lobby. I said, hey man, I like your channel. I see what you're doing. And we connected on that. And I said, let's stay in touch. And in the near future, we'll do something. And he ended up messaging me, or I messaged him, and we just said, hey, let's get together. Let me take you into my world too with suits so that you can feel a little bit of that next step in your life phase, which is going to be, a transition into a deeper meaning adulthood. We're different people. We come from different backgrounds. We do different things. But I understand the importance of what Diego's doing. Diego has a very interesting path that he's taking towards personal success, and I would say freedom. And the path, it's kind of a dual path in a sense. In one sense, there was the selfish thing where Diego wanted to meet and attract girls. But then the other thing is Diego realized that through the achievement of his goals, he can inspire, motivate, and teach other young men to reach their goals. And we had an opportunity to dress Diego in a more adult attire. I don't mean adult like adult. I mean like going from a boy to a man. To help with the transition from boyhood to manhood, we needed a garment that bridges the gap, something that's not quite casual and not quite formal. And that, of course, is the trainer suit. Now, when you look at a trainer suit, you think about sports, you think about an environment that is working with your body, right? However, a tailored trainer suit is a little bit of a different beast. A tailored trainer suit, first of all, is tailored by definition. Therefore, it has a degree of elegance and a degree of bespoke class that you don't get from garments which are not bespoke made. This is, of course, bespoke made. So you have the tailored elegance combined with a fairly deep pattern, a complex pattern. Here we have a window pane overlaying, looks like it's actually overlaying a Glen check or even a tartan in a blue on maroon purple. So a very deep pattern. That's also indicative of a bespoke garment because you don't get deep patterns off the peg. This is something that you get when you go bespoke. You have access to the sort of plethora of fabrics, this cornucopia of fabrics you wouldn't otherwise get. We're matching it with Diego to symbolize the transition because it's not a full suit and it's not really casual. This is a smart casual garment that fits with the brand and fits with the image of Diego at that time. So you have a combination garment. And of course, we're going to elevate this. We're going to move into suits using this garment as a bridge. And for the inside lining, we went with strawberries. And I don't know why. I just thought it'd be fun and cool. And I guess, one of the cool things about being young, and I know that a lot of Diego's fans are younger than him, but he's in his early 20s. And when I was in my early 20s, I think about things that were appealing to me. And again, I go back to just entertainment, but also there was a spark of ambition that had ignited in me that said, it's time to grow up. It's time to take responsibility. It's time to own my outcomes, and it's time to get uncomfortable. It's time to be disciplined. But at the same time, there's that hint of mischievousness that exists in the spirit of the young man, right? And so there's just something, I don't want to say tacky, but it's just kind of fun and playful about having strawberries in your tailored bespoke trainer suit. So there we have it, a fun transition garment that takes one from boy to man with the power of strawberry. Let's continue in the spirit of playfulness. We have another tailored bespoke trainer suit for Mr. Diego, and this one is a white window pane overlaying turquoise trainer suit. This is actually pretty interesting because this is a true summer pattern that you would see on a sport coat being worn by a 50-year-old CPA at the Kentucky Derby, and yet we've transformed it into a trainer suit, giving it a special kind of pizzazz. By the way, yeah, that inside lining, it's stripper poles. Guys, we're just having fun here. Again, we're just playing around. We're having a little fun with that playful spirit. And you have Diego, for whom we have matched this with a very summer casual looking pattern shirt. This is an old money combination with those fabrics, and we've transformed it into a new spirit by adding a little bit of spice, by adding a little bit of pizzazz with the lining. And so here Diego is looking smart casual, but not boring. So orange is a difficult color to match. In fact, I became friendly with the Lamborghini family some years ago. This is the family that actually, created the car brand and the brand itself. And they told me that in their studies, black was the color most associated with luxury, and the second most associated color with luxury is orange. However, orange is a difficult color to wear, despite the fact people interpret it with luxury somehow. It is what it is, but it's a difficult color to wear because orange isn't really an earth tone. Like, you can't really think of it as an earth tone when you wear it. It's also not a base color like a blue or a gray, so that's why you don't see a lot of orange clothing. Like, matching orange is very hard. You can go tonal, like orange and brown, and you have this sort of a fall fall, autumn look. Orange and red tend to contrast and clash. So again, it creates very noticeable outfits. That's not usually what guys go for when they're dressing, is to be noticeable. Usually it's just to not look stupid. And orange also has an energy of youth to it. It's almost like excited to tell you that it's orange. It's like, I'm orange, you know? And so when we're working with different clients, orange is not a color we get to explore a lot. However, here's a man, Diego, who's got a sort of youthful energy to him. He's full of zest for life and he's curious for learning and he's a playful person. So orange is an awesome opportunity for us. There's a great match here for us to put Diego into orange to showcase a garment you would almost never see anywhere else, but matching the brand, the personality, and the energy of the person who's wearing it. And that's Diego for us here. So it's a playful suit. It's an orange check over check. It's extremely fun. It's exuberant. It screams youthful vitality. It's noticeable, you know, and with Diego, that's perfectly fine. And of course, inside we put peaches. So we have a trainer suit with strawberries inside, which is playful and fun. And then we have an orange suit filled with peaches to signify a little bit of that playful spirit. Now we have Diego the man. This is the suit that Diego wore in our podcast together. So what's really cool is Diego has a channel called The Truth. And if you guys know, on my Instagram account, I'm called Mr. Truth. What happened was I was on the Pearl Davis show one time and somebody just referred to me as like Mr. Truth because I just dropped like a truth. And this is actually a really big commitment for me. It's something that I preach in my company, is just confronting the truth of what's actually happening, the objective truth. It's hard to do that when you're mixed in emotions, when you're lying to yourself, because you are hoping for an outcome, and hope is not a great strategy. Confronting the truth is important because that's how you learn, that's how you grow. And so we did a podcast with Diego for his Truth channel, and we were just talking about life principles. You know, me as a guy now that's considered middle-aged, and it's hard for me to say that because I don't like saying that, okay? But I'm a dad, you know, so there's a sort of a spirit of teaching and guiding and mentoring that's in me. And so Diego's doing something very similar on his channel, targeting a little bit of a different audience, but nonetheless, very similar concept to what we do at our company. And so this is a man suit right here. It's a double-breasted check suit. Obviously, double-breasted suits are more formal. We did it in a sort of mid-blue pattern, which gives it a little bit more of a summer look, but it's wearable season round. It has a slight brownish undertone, which gives it an opportunity to match well with earth tones. Of course, the shirt matches perfectly because it's got little patterns on it that are blue and brown both. So you're having that suit kind of being pulled out by that shirt, that stripe in the suit being pulled out. And this is a very adult, certainly mature look. And when you look at Diego in the podcast that we filmed, he's now cut his hair. So he's groomed a little bit more articulately, right? Like somebody that's a little bit more of a guide, somebody that's more of a mentor, more so than just like an actor in the play that he's playing. He's now being a director in it. So that suit matches wonderfully with the direction Diego's going. And I'm pretty happy. We, I guess in a sense, predicted that's the kind of growth that Diego would undertake, or maybe the suit contributed to that a little bit. I don't know. But certainly Diego has taken a growth towards a more mature adulthood as a guide, as a mentor, as an influencer, not only on social media, but to a core group of young men whom he's helping overcome themselves and achieve their goals in life. And that suit, this suit right here, is a great representation of that growth. Well, the takeaway from Diego is this, man. He's got a remarkable amount of energy. He's got a degree of charisma. And by the way, I believe that charisma is not something you're born with. Charisma is something you earn by being interesting, by doing interesting things. I like that he's transformed his energy into helping other young men, and I think it's a worthwhile service. I think men should absolutely subscribe to his channel and even join his paid group where they can learn. You know, you go to university these days, you spend tens of thousands of dollars a year to learn woke insanity, like just something that's gonna absolutely not serve you in life. Or you can pay like $60 a month and learn from Diego and actually go out and do something that helps you in life. I used to say this all the time. You know, I spent tens of thousands on university, right? And then I'd have guys that are like, oh, should I pay for a class and like how to like talk to people? I'm like, yes, you should, because that actually will help you in life. You can't run away forever. So kudos to Diego for running towards that which scares him rather than like most cowards would run away from. That's great.